Welcome to yet another low-budget production video training for the new Lake Wildwood site. This is for anybody who's an author who can add content to the site, and that is the hope that this system we've set up enables everyone or a lot of people to add content and to keep track of things, and it is all publicly available. And there is a way to make it private, by the way, so that only members of your team can read something. So first thing you're going to do is go to the main website. This is the main page, and scroll all the way to the bottom. At the very bottom left is something that says author login. It's in very small type. You can go to the main website and do /WP-ADMIN, WP-admin, and it will come up with a login, and you should already have your login. It comes up. Now, what you see first could possibly change depending on what kind of account you have. There are 5 different kinds of accounts in this system. Administrators have overall power, as you might expect. Administrators can change the design of the site. They can add and delete plugins, of which there are thousands available. We're using enough to make the site usable, but not so many to bog the site down. Editors can add to content. They can also change anybody else's content in their section of the site. So for example, if you had 5 writers in the ECC site or recreation, so you'd have an editor for the recreation site and then 5 writers. The writers may not be able to change anybody else's, but the editor can. They can fix any mistakes or errors in everybody's posts. An author is someone who can add material to their section of the site, and they can change their things. They can also, but they can only edit their posts. A contributor can write stuff for the site, but they cannot actually publish it, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. So a contributor, what has to happen, they write it and they say save it. Then an author or an editor has to come back and basically approve it and say, okay, publish this. And then finally, a subscriber is something this site's probably not going to have many of because there's not much use for it. That is somebody who has an account on the site and they can leave comments, but mostly we have disabled comments. We may add those later. So those are the different account types. And in your contact email, when I set up your account, you should have been told what kind of privileges you have. So it's on a particular area of the site. So for example, you might have only write privileges to LWW pics. One thing to note is that there are 2 kinds of information on this system. There are what are called pages. They show up here at the top of the page, and then posts show up here in the body. Pages are meant for information that is more or less permanent or might change about once a year. About. The About section, possibly for each committee you could put the purpose of the committee, what the committee is charged with doing, who's the members of the committee, who's the chair. You could put a contact form. In my case, at this moment, I have author help and get it automatically. It's an article about what an RSS feed is. The body or posts, that's meant for temporary information. The recreation committee might use their post for upcoming events, those kinds of things. And we also have a calendar in this site, so once we get somebody in charge of that, hopefully they will start adding things to the event calendar. So there's 2 kinds of information. Pages go up here, posts go down here. The other thing about posts is that is what gets transmitted to anybody who has subscribed to the RSS feed. So if they have it subscribed, every time you have a new post, a new recreation event or announcement, for example, they will get an email about it, or it will show up in their browser, however they have set up their RSS feed. And you can go to the notes for the Lake Wildwood webmaster and click on Get It Automatically, and that's got information on what RSS is in non-technical language, and hopefully it's a pretty clear explanation. So there's your 2 kinds of information here. Alright, so back to where you've logged in. And you possibly could have several different blogs listed up here. It depends on what you've been given access to. Two primary functions you're going to be playing with: write and manage. So if I manage, what I'm doing is, and I can manage posts or manage pages. And I realize you probably can't see the individual names on here. Hey, I did say it was a low budget production. This is where you can edit what has been done previously. This is where you can also, if you are an editor, you can approve and publish a contributor's posts. To write would mean we're going to add a new post. Well, this is the Lake Wildwood Pics site, and somebody sent me a picture, so let's go ahead and post it. Take a look at that process. So you click on write, and we're going to make this a post. So that's what I did, and we need a title, so I'm going to put Crepe Myrtles at the Lake, because that's what the picture is. Now when you add a post, you will have, and a page for that matter, you will have a series of icons here very similar to what you will see in any of the major word processors. You can make your text bold, italic, all that kind of stuff. Adjust it, put a quote, have a bullet list or a numbered list. You can also make it a link or an image. And there's a toggle full screen mode. And then there's show and hide kitchen sink. That is the icon to the right. And basically what that does is add more controls here. These are basic formats. You got heading 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be for your subheadings, your paragraph headers, or whatever. Other regular text is just going to be paragraph. One cool thing is that it will automatically save your drafts as you are typing. So if you're in the middle of a draft and your power goes out or whatever, it's saved on the server. So when you go back, you can edit what was saved. It will say unpublished. So what I'm going to do now is start a new clip. So what I'm going to do now is add some text, a great picture of some crepe myrtles at the lake, and return a couple times. And now I'm going to add media.